Hi everyone, my name is Cheryl Chen, and I recently graduated with high distinction in Bachelor of Science in Psychology and Labor and Employment Relations, and I'll be a second-year graduate student pursuing Human Resources and Employment Relations in Penn State. Last semester, I applied for LER 499, International Human Resources Management, the Swedish experience, because I always want to learn more about comparative HR and international HR. This class is a travel embedded class where we met 5 times in the spring semester to learn about the differences between HRM and HPA when it comes to American and Swedish context. We also gain information about a Swedish specific culture like fika and lagom. These information sessions help us better prepare for the following trip in summer. As for the trip, we are a group of students with half of us majoring in HPA, Health Policy and Administration, and half of us majoring in LER, Labor and Employment Relations, and some of us are doing the combination with these two majors. We also have 2 professors who also serve as the advisors for this trip. The class started from May 9th and ended on May 19th. During this 10-day trip, we first landed in Jönköping, a very peaceful and quiet town, and is also famous for the creation and manufacture of the matchstick. We stayed there for 5 days, and we had a chance to visit Husqvarna's headquarters and IKEA's local distribution center. Husqvarna is a Swedish manufacturer of outdoor power products including trimmers, mowers, cultivators, and so on, where IKEA is a worldwide famous chain selling ready-to-assemble furniture and housewares. After the company's visit, we also had the chance to go to the local IKEA store to try the authentic Swedish meatball. Then we took the train to Stockholm, the capital of Sweden, to visit the Karolinska Institute, which is recognized as Sweden's best university and one of the largest, most famous medical university in the world. The institute is also known for the twin study, where luckily we had the opportunity to listen to the seminar of a lifetime twin study, and another one which is about mental stress of women in workplace. At the spare time, we also visit the Vasa Museum, which displays the gorgeous 17th century ship that has ever been salvaged. Our final destination was Gothenburg. We took the seminar with the local students and did our final group presentation, which talked about what we expected and what we learned during the trip. It was a great time just walking and exploring the local culture with the Swedish students. We then visited the Volvo Group's headquarters and listened to 5 different lectures about their HR overview, recruitment, student offers, Volvo Group University, and culture and values. We also visited the Volvo Group Museum to learn about the history and the development of the company. As we all know, people in Sweden speak Swedish. However, I didn't expect them speaking English so well. During the trip, we didn't have any trouble asking for the direction. But even in a large city like Stockholm, I seldom saw any English sign on the street, and I asked a local Swedish friend. She told me that the government wants to protect the Swedish language since most of the classes in college are taught in English. As Sweden is known for the coffee, another interesting culture they have is fika. Every morning when they go to their workplace and start the day, they would have a cup of tea or coffee with some fresh apples and cookies with their colleagues. So we almost had fika every time we visited a company. Basically, fika serves as an informal social event, a knowledge-sharing communication, and a networking opportunity for people. The last cultural difference I want to talk about is called lagom. So Sweden has a very opposite culture than the United States. People think moderation is the best, and thus beliefs affect the way they live, the style they dress up, and you could tell this characteristic in daily life. Therefore, when we visited in Sweden, we found Swedish people always dress up very nicely, but also casually on the street or in the company. Moving on to the Swedish workplace. Unlike the United States, Sweden has a working environment that towards to the feminine as the organizations care about the nurturing side. The best example would be the maternal and paternal leave policy, where female employees could leave for a year and a half with 80% of salary covered by the company, and the job is guaranteed when they return to the work. This policy applies to both female and male employees so that they could both take time off and take care of their children. As for the vacation policy, Swedish companies also have the work-life balance policy, which allows 14 days of sick leave with 80% of the salary and a 5-week paid vacation every year. Because of the cloudy weather in Sweden, they only have 1 month of summer, so most of the employees decide to take the 4 weeks vacation during summer and enjoy the sunshine. During this situation, the companies will hire some temporary workers to make sure the company still function normally. These policies seem costly to the organizations, but they could promote the employees' wellness and make them feel happier and healthier to work, which potentially will boost the performance and the efficiency in the workplace. Union plays a very important role in Swedish workplace, and 70% of Swedish employees are protected by the union. For example, there is no national minimum wage law, but people never worry about their wage because it is set by the collective agreements. Some minimum wage also depends on the employee's age and experiences. In fact, 90% of the employees are covered by some kind of minimum wage. The working time also set by the collective agreement, where workers may not work exceeding 40 hours per week. As I noticed, some stores also have much shorter working time, where they work 6 to 7 hours per day and close at 6 p.m. In fact, we found a restaurant in Gothenburg that closed at 6 p.m. and we were very shocked by it. Also, most of the stores work less time on Saturday, where they work from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. only and close on Sunday. Different than the United States, Swedish labor law protects 6 types of identity groups from discrimination, which include gender, age, transgender, sexual orientation, religion, and disability. Compared to the United States, the EEOC, Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, enforces the civil rights law against workplace discrimination, but it does not protect transgender or sexual orientation, and it is still an ongoing discussion in each state. The last topic I want to talk about is the Swedish healthcare system. Sweden has been one of the most developed countries in Europe and is known for the best healthcare system in the world. Every patient has equal access to the healthcare services, and the patients have the right to choose between a private and a public primary provider. As the cost is largely funded by tax, patient saving is extremely low, with the maximum that patients will pay is $99. It sounds like a perfect healthcare system, but challenges and issues still remain in the Swedish model system. For example, the waiting time for the service is usually very long. Unless you are severely sick, you will wait for a month to receive the treatment. Therefore, an increasing number of people choose the private provider instead of the public provider. Aging is another issue, where the government started to focus on providing more home health services, adult daycare, transportation, and other friendly policies that support people who are older and people with disabilities. Overall, this is definitely an amazing experience for me to learn about Swedish culture, their human resource management, and healthcare policy. I'm very glad that I spent 10 days with my wonderful classmates and professors, and I'll look for more opportunities like this in the future. Also, to the future students, I highly recommend this class to you guys if you want to first learn and then apply the knowledge that you learned during the trip. Also, do take the advantage of your free time and explore the Swedish real culture by yourself. Tack everyone, and thank you for watching.